All right, good. Hi everybody, thanks for watching again. I do appreciate it when you join me. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing if you haven't done so. I'm just finishing my after lunch coffee and my cookies. Well, I guess I already ate the cookies, so nothing left but the coffee. And then I'll get back out and get the next thing started. But it's really been a great week. Got a very important regular task done, and I got a couple longer term projects that I really wanted to get to. I'd love it if you come along and see how I did. Well, all, or at least most of the leaves have fallen off the trees by now. And I got a little break in the rain, so I'm gonna get up on the roofs, and blow off whatever leaves have fallen there. I've got my shop, I got the barn you see behind my truck there, the house, and we have a little gazebo where we keep our infrared sauna. I don't usually get too many on this side of the house. You can see right now there's just a few in the valley there. And there's the gazebo. We got a little bit here. There we go. Most of the leaves are around this side of it. Here's the back side of the house. Boy, that's a surprise. Just a few leaves there in the gutter. It used to always be loaded on this side. But I guess the reason is this oak tree here used to have some big branches kind of overhanging the house. I trimmed them back really for fire safety. But the extra benefit is a lot less leaves to blow off the roof here. Well, that was too easy, just a few leaves. I got this cordless blower last year. It's one of the best things I ever got. Something else I noticed while I was blowing the leaves off there, got a little branch that's rubbing on the roof there. So I'll go get my clippers and see if I can clip that off kind of easily. I'll use my old manual pole saw. I took the blade off and still use a pruning shear on it to clip smaller branches that are too high for me to reach. Well, as I look closer there, I got a bunch more trimming I got to do back here. You can see with a couple of the smaller branches of this maple tree here are really starting to push down hard in the top of the fence there. But that's not for right now. I've got some rain coming in an hour or so, so I want to get the rest of these roofs blown off. Now I'll go and blow the leaves off the shop roof next. The way the metal roof overlaps up there, when I get too many leaves, the water backs up and I get a little drip here and there into the shop. And it's not like a lot of water coming in, but I don't want any water coming in. You can see all those leaves up there. I still have an oak tree overhanging my roof here. I probably should deal with that too, and the other side looks about the same. Most of the roof is clear, so it's not terrible, but I do want to get those off before the rain. Still kind of wet up there. There's a lot of gunk that's sort of sticking to the roof. It's slippery up here too. What a mess. I think I just blew my radio antenna off the roof. It's probably not okay. Gotta be a little careful. These roof supports are about 5 feet apart, and I don't really like walking in between them. It's just really trying to rain now. I had a couple of showers, so I want to hurry because I do want to get that barn roof blown off. But before I do that, I'm going to have to trim some small limbs, kind of like I did over there by the gazebo, except these are a little bit bigger. And I'll show you how this little electric chainsaw pole saw works. I just push that button and it comes apart. Chainsaw part goes up here. The handle trigger part just clicks right there. It's the greatest thing, and that's why I bought this one. Now let's go have a look at what I got to do. There we go. I had to get to the other side of the fence to get a look at it. But you can see those branches there rubbing right on the shingles, and apparently they've been doing it for a while. I guess this side just hasn't been on my radar, but I'll take care of them now if the rain will let me. I had a couple showers, so I gotta hurry. It's kind of heavy, but it's still a lot better than the old style manual ones. Hi, Cash. Hi, buddy. Come here. You doing? Whoa, good boy. Watch out. Branches are going to be falling, bud. Okay? I don't want to cut that cord. That's a drawback. You got to stand underneath it, or the limbs are going to fall. All right, that'll do. I just want to get those. I just want to get those leaves off of there. I'll deal with this stuff later. It is really getting dark. Some of these are really stuck on here. All right, I beat the rain. All right, well, the roof is done. Even got some of the leaves out of the gutter. I'm gonna have to put some gutter leaf screens on that gutter. I think I have some left over from when I did the house. Listen, can you hear that? That's the rain falling on my metal shop roof. I just beat it. I still got some cleanup, but I'm thinking maybe I can duck in and out of the shop between showers and get that done. But the main thing was I got those leaves off the roof, and that's what I really wanted to get done today. I suppose you can still hear that rain. And when it's raining, I'd rather be inside than outside. So I'm going to go ahead and sharpen up this my little electric chainsaw pole saw, because I am going to need it the next dry day, which might be day after tomorrow. I got another kind of interesting job to do with it, and I'll show you what that looks like when it's dry. Out here at the garden, I have this oak tree that's growing over top of the greenhouse. In fact, it looks like it's trying to grab the greenhouse. It's not growing that way at all. It's all going this way, and every year it seems like it's leaning a little bit more. My big fear is if we get a big snow, it's going to be too much weight for it. It's going to come down and destroy the greenhouse. So I'm going to have to take it out. Now the greenhouse is in pretty rough shape anyway. 12 years of sun has made this plastic pretty much opaque, and it's so brittle, every time you touch it, it just falls apart. And during one of last year's snows, these two roof panels here collapsed. All of this is really repairable. In fact, I've got some glass for the roof, and I've got some windows I can put on the side, so it's really going to upgrade it a lot. But if this tree comes down on it, it's going to destroy it completely. Now these branches aren't really very high, so I'll be able to reach them all with my little electric pole saw, but even though I'm going to cut them off in small pieces, I still want to put a piece of plywood over here just temporarily so I don't do any more damage than is already done. I didn't have any other plywood to use. This is some old stuff that's been sitting outside really for a long time. And the one for the backside there is just a little bit short. So I put these hooks on it since these panels are gone anyway. So that should get it to the bottom edge of the roof there. Well, that should work. Now in this one, I just screwed a piece of 2x4 to it. That'll help keep that one down tight because the hooks are kind of thin material. I don't want them to bend out. Well, that looks like it'll work fine. I'll just start trimming away carefully and see what happens. Good thing that's tempered glass. So everything's gone really well so far. I haven't done any damage and I haven't gotten hurt. But I can't reach those branches way up high there, and I'm not going to set up a scaffold or ladder because there's nothing more dangerous than you can do with a chainsaw. So what I'm going to do, my theory here, is from the other side I can reach it right there where it comes off the main trunk here. It goes up. And I'm going to leave this little stub here below it. And the way it curves over this way, it looks like if I cut it real carefully, it'll kind of get caught on that stub, and maybe I'll be able to roll it off and have it come down a little more slowly. But I don't have any choice, so I'm going to have to try. Okay, here it goes. Wish me luck. All right, so far so good. Just wanted to see what it looks like from this side. That little stub caught it just as I wanted it to. I think what I'm gonna do is come over here now, trim off as much of this as I can reach, then I'll let it go the rest of the way. All right, so I got all the branches off this chunk down and toss them over the fence there. This other branch here, I can get that later when I move the plywood over. So the next thing I'll do, I'll just keep chopping away at the main branches there, let them fall in small pieces. When I get back a little further, I'll move the plywood. I just keep working my way along like that. I think I can get that last piece from the other side, and those chunks should fall right behind the greenhouse. All right, what a relief again. That worked out just great. It worked out just as I wanted it to. When that piece rolled over, it fell between this other fence and the greenhouse. No damage. The rest should be pretty uneventful. I'll just keep chopping away at that. And then once I get that done, I'll slide this plywood over, cut down this branch, and then I'll probably get the plywood on the other side, this piece, and just keep cutting away until it's all gone. Those little branches hook on everything. That's all I'm going to cut. I'm going to leave the stump up this high because there's a cable that runs from there over to the red barn, and normally we have a tarp going across here to kind of hide this storage area mess. This is what's left of the wind shredded old tarp. So once I get done with everything else, I'll hang a new tarp there and our mess will be covered. Well, I think that's it for today. Tomorrow, I'll take all the debris, haul it across the pasture, throw it over the fence like I did with everything I had when I cut the garden tree down. But for now, I think I'm gonna head on in, take a shower, and sit down and relax for a while. It's Monday now. It was last Friday when I cut down those tree that was kind of overhanging the greenhouse out there in the garden. And my goal was to haul all that debris across the pasture, throw it over the fence into the other side, and get it near the burn pile on Saturday. But Saturday turned out to be a very cold and rainy day. In fact, we even had a little bit of snow in the afternoon. Not enough to stick, just a little bit of white stuff coming down. And Sunday, we woke up to this beautifully clear, but really, really cold day. So we spent the morning inside cleaning house, and in the afternoon, we went for, I guess, a Sunday drive, you'd call it. And we stopped by a nursery looking at their bare root fruit trees. And they had the Fantasia nectarine that Diane's been looking for quite a while now. So we grabbed 2 of those, and we figured, what the heck, we'll get a peach tree as well. So this afternoon, I'm gonna get those planted. When we got home, I just stuck them right here to keep them out of the sun. And I'm gonna go ahead and put them in on our adjoining property that we refer to as next door, because that's where we have a couple of other fruit trees already. So here's the spot, right in this area. I've already have this apricot tree, and right there a plum tree. Now in the past we had a few other trees here. There was one here, so I'm gonna put the peach here. And on the other side, another couple locations where we had trees, so I'll put the 2 nectarines. Now we had a big problem with those is we lost them during the drought years while we were having extended travel one summer. So this year I'm gonna get them on automatic irrigation, and hopefully we won't have that problem again. So I'm definitely no expert here. You don't wanna just do what I do. You can see we've lost more than half of the trees we planted. And some years ago we had some chickens, and we hardly got any eggs, and they pretty much just got killed one by one until they were all gone. So, I'm not a farmer and I'm not a pioneer. I do okay with the vegetable garden, but aside from that, not so great. The only good thing about having had those other trees here is the digging's really easy. Okay, well, that's getting close. I'm gonna go take a look out in the garden. I think some of that compost may be ready. And it can only help to mix it in with this soil. This is kind of a clay-like soil. I never used this thing. In fact, the tires are flat. But it should work fine for mixing that compost in with the native soil. Another thing I've been told to add is this is called rock phosphate. I don't know what it is, or what it does, but apparently our soil in this area is lacking in this, so we always add a little bit when we're planting something. And they sent along this little pack of fertilizer with the trees. Got what they call a granular material. I don't know what it is. Sprinkle that, kind of mix it in at the bottom of each hole. Let me close this or I'll lose it all. And then they have these slow release packs that said to bury it, evenly spaced, 3 of them around the tree, about 2 inches below the top of the soil. Again, if you want to do this, talk to an experienced person, somebody who knows what they're doing. I'm just kind of shooting from the hip here and doing what they told me. Remember, more than half my trees died. That's number one. Now go over back to the compost pile, get another wheelbarrow of compost, and start working on the 2 nectarines over there. There we go. And that's number 3. We just gotta wait maybe a year and a half. We won't get anything this summer. But if we stay with the fertilizer, keep them watered, hopefully we'll get at least a few the summer after this one. Well, here it is Friday again, and I'm finally getting around to heading out to the garden to haul off those branches that were left from last Friday when I cut down that tree that was overhanging the greenhouse out there in the garden. So it's been a whole week. We did have several days of rain, and I got those trees planted out in the orchard in the meantime. And also, even though I retired a year and a half ago, I still do a few small jobs, and I spent one day looking at a project for a past client. That's a lot of excuses, but it's all I got. So as you can see, all those branches are still there, right where we left them. And even though it's about 4 o'clock, I think I have enough time to haul them off and throw them over the fence right next to the pile that's left over there from when I cut down the tree that was shading the garden. There's all the branches from the greenhouse tree, and as before, I'm going to carry them across the pasture. We'll go through the ditch and dump it across the fence. There's where the garden tree branches are. And now the greenhouse tree branches are going across the fence right there between the little bitty pine and the real big pine. Well, it turns out that was pretty easy. There just wasn't that much of it. I think it was a half hour tops. And now it's starting to get late. It's gonna be dark soon. I think I'm gonna head in. It's Friday night, it's martini night. No healthy food allowed. That's my favorite night of the week.